All right. We back. And we gonna sum this up. What does this mean? Are we back on track? Is it time to get big-headed?
It means we won a game this week. That's what all it means.
That's all it means. That's all it means. We know we won a game. So
that's it.
We can't wait to talk about this from a lot of different angles. So it is some angles in this. So y'all sit back. We getting ready to go crazy, and we're gonna have a discussion about this post game. Let's go.
Go crazy. Yeah, go crazy. Got picked twice a day, my type of 2 a day. Woke up with no plans, what I'ma do today. These are not the same, I got new shoes today. My baby missed me, wishing it was 2 of me. And I'm like, if I'm not doing what's the real deal. I've been up and down Pharaoh. Free my bro, you did a real kill. Off the liquor and some pill pills. I've been at it since a church. Work. Tell little baby, make it twerk. Twerk. Go crazy. Go crazy. Bro, pass me the rock. I've been moving out the box. Top speed going top. 101 going pop. Getting hot. In the paint, never flop. At the rim like who? Get the crown like Braun. Yeah. Make it some and I'm spending some. What's the plan? Bet I get it done. It's me, yeah, neighborhood. It's me, yeah, Kimmy son. Wifey icy, yeah, freezer. New friends, I don't need them. Checks coming by the spins. Kids eating off the reruns. If I'm not doing what's the real deal. I've been up and down Pharaoh. Free my bro, you did a real kill. Off the liquor and some pill pills. I've been at it since a church. Work. Tell little baby, make it twerk. Twerk. Go crazy.
Alright, we finna kick this thing off. Let's go. Alright, we just gonna kick this thing off. Let's go, man. Post has started. Alright, so coach, first, we was kind of ending the discussion. We were talking about Zeke.
Yeah, man. It was. I was just telling, man. I was watching Zeke on the sideline, and I was watching him to say congratulations to all his brothers that he was here. And we were saying I don't put the blame of Zeke not being here on the Cowboys. I can't put the blame on Zeke. It was one of those times where your contract ran to a point where Zeke understood that, and the Cowboys understood that this has been his den. He's been the lion in the backfield in this den for 6-7 years. And the Cowboys felt when they franchise tagged Tony Pollard that they were going to allow him to start to step in the role would be a lead running back. And as any lion that's in a den, you can't promote another guy as a lion in that den and say, well, it's going to be an easy transition because there's still going to be, that lion still has his residue in there. And it came to a point where Zeke understood that for Tony Pollard to be the guy, he had to move on and let him be that guy. Now, could he come back later on at a later date and he know that this is Tony Pollard's lion den now? Yes, but it came to a point where Zeke had gotten to a point in his contract that they were not going to extend it no more to take the cap hit later on, because the cap hit would have got bigger if you had kept pushing the can down the road. And they had to make a decision on that at that particular time. It's almost the same decision they had to make with CeeDee Lamb. They knew CeeDee Lamb could be a number 1 wide receiver. Mark Cooper was here. CeeDee Lamb had to have that role. And that may be some of the reasons, hey, that's his role now. So, but I'm upset. I'm feeling for Zeke because that just tells you how the NFL is, man. That's why you can't waste season. That's why you have to seize, as Mike McCarthy talking about, seize everything. because you can't keep waiting till next year and next year say, well, we got to this point. It'll be easy for to get back to that point. You have to seize the opportunities you have because it's not for long. The NFL is not for long. And you may think you have a resting place, but if the time runs out, the window shuts, next thing you know, you're on a New England team making some money, but you're looking at the other team and they may be on the verge of winning the championship. And I see that, man, and that hurts for me with Zeke. But like I said, man, he's not the first story that's happened to. There's been a lot of them, but that's why you have to seize the opportunities. And the Cowboys need to understand that, so we don't celebrate so much for every victory. It's just one step of climbing that ladder. That's it.
So, what does this type of win mean after the start of the season? And you could add the Jets and the Giants in there too with Arizona.
Not a damn thing.
It don't mean nothing.
Not a damn thing.
Okay,
I agree.
We blew out a team. Let's just keep it honest and funky.
All right.
We blew out a team that has struggled to put points on the board offensively against lackluster defenses. And you have them come in here against our defense. What I saw today was only confirmation of what I know this team is capable of. So it wasn't a surprise. We did pretty much exactly what I thought we could do. We just had to go out there and execute. And that goes on the offense too. Like, their defense is across the board pretty solid, but they just don't have the firepower to compete with our team. They came out and had a nice long methodical drive that stalled out at the beginning of the game, and they were able to muster up 3 points. And that was the first, last, and only time that they had to lead throughout the game.
So,
excuse me, no, I'm sorry. We came out with a field goal first. They never had the lead. My bad. No. So yeah, we did exactly what I thought we should do. It's nothing to get super excited about. It's nothing to write home about. We took care of business the way that we should have. However, going forward, there are some points of emphasis that we need to work on to be able to compete with the better teams of the league. I'll let y'all fight and figure out who the better teams in the league are. But it's no secret. The elephant in the room is we play San Fran next week. And enough said.
Yeah. And I like this comment. He said, we did what we should against lesser team. That's it. And I would say that's still an accomplishment for us. You know, because I was saying under the Jason Garrett days, we used to lose or make way too competitive games that shouldn't even be competitive. We let one of those games flop. I'm going to tell y'all what it mean to me after I heard from Keystone.
Yeah, with you saying that, even with the Kellen Moore times, we was losing games that we should have won. So it's a win the way you look at it. A win is a win, but at the end of the day, you still got to figure out how you're going to fix this RD situation here, which is, I say red zone, because it's going to get brought up. So we already know this. We already talked about it. We know what's going to come. Because when you get one touchdown in 8 drives, it's like I was saying earlier, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And we got to figure better ways how to finish.
I will say this is what it means to me. This win. It means, I think Coach said it the best. I'm going to keep saying that. We got to watch success. That's what it means. That means we got to keep the pressure up, in my opinion, as fans. Like, don't get too high on this. Don't get too low on this. Celebrate it, but move on. It's just business, you know, because, you know, we don't want to ever see Arizona again, because, see, Arizona snuck up on us. They snuck up on us to where it was about the discipline and the lack of respect and lack of preparation we had for them. And the biggest lesson from Arizona was you don't have to have stars. You got to play together. And they played together and
Facts.
we didn't. So, like we cause see, one of the things that can happen is they can start saying, oh, see, the Cowboys, they bounce back. Look how good they are. They had a rebound game, and they look like they just need to fix the red zone, and they're going to be all the way to the Super Bowl. And it's like, nah, you got to win game by game, baby. And then, like you said, we got some tough opponents coming, too. The lightest part of our schedule was the front end. Now it's getting ready to get realer. Going forward, now we finna see some stuff. So,
and let's just say if we did lose this game, knowing the next couple of games is going to be tough, we'll be looking at each other like, okay, are we back to chasing a wild card again instead of being competitive to get the best seed you can get going into the playoffs?
Right. Yeah.
But I think, man, you know, y'all make some inches of points, and I think that what tells you about this channel, we keep it real.
Yep.
We have to understand, and I think a lot of football fans, and we look at teams and we say, man, they're lesser teams. Man, the NFL is a week-to-week league. These guys, every team is professional. The gap between all the teams is not that far. You have some teams that start making mistakes and they can get bad when you turn the ball over and all kind of stuff like that. But you have to look at this league, and I think some people gonna say, well, we beat a sad New England team. Well, that's the same sad New England team that really should have beat Philadelphia, that moved the ball up and down on Philadelphia. That's the same weak team that we talk about in New England that kept the Miami team, where the game was close all the way through the game when they held the team together. So this is the same team, but it's a week-to-week league because you can't get so high talking about a team that's so great, and then the next week you come out and you get humbled. The better teams know how to continue to stay level, and understand it's like a boxing match. Styles make fights, and the team it can win at different styles, and whatever style you come at it, we can get dirty, may not blow you out, but we still can win. That is the team that's going to be standing at the end of the season, and the one that can impose their will. So let's don't get too hyped. One victory, that's all this is.
Hey,
that's
Coach,
all the county record book is one.
Coach, the team that's looking like that right now, if we being all the way honest and we take our pride and put it to the side, feel it.
Right.
Like the example of what you said, a team that know how to win, whether it's ugly, right? They behind like they was today, right? So it's and don't say nobody think I'm saying I first feel it, but we talking about a culture, and we talking about developing a championship culture,
right?
And you gotta see consistency. That's what coach is talking about.
Consistency,
and
yes.
You know why they could do that, boss? You know why they could do that? And this is the challenge to our fans. You know why Philly can do that? Because the fans, I ain't gonna say it, but the fans, if they win by 3 points a day, they're not gonna be nitpicking and running them down. Talking about, oh, well, that's so sorry. Watch me. They're gonna celebrate the win and say, we got that win. It's all about the W, and we move on. That's how you. But we're 38-3, and we're gonna have a major discussion about how bad, man, we can't do the red zone. We can't do this. Listen, man. Listen, you win 38-3, you should celebrate that. Yeah. But it should only go to Tuesday. Tuesday, your focus gets on the next team. And then I don't want us to get so wrapped up and saying San Francisco is the Super Bowl the next week.
Right.
Because it's not.
It's not.
Never mind.
It's not. Wait, y'all clap it up. Wait. You clap it up. No. Two. That's what he said. My boy Two say. He said you wrong. They will be nitpicking. That's what he's saying. He's
Yeah, they
saying.
gonna nitpick because
You know
that's what the
that.
media gonna do.
He's saying Philly. But
see, they don't have see, Philly fans may nitpick, but see, they don't have the media that's playing the gasoline to the fire. See, our fans are nitpick, but the media is gonna put the gasoline to the fire, and then that's gonna make it even more. See, Philly, let me tell you, none of the other teams in the NFL get scrutiny that the other people in the media that all teams talk about the Cowboys. I don't even talk about Philadelphia. If they playing, I don't even talk about it. But every fan in the NFL talk about the Cowboys. They know every story about the Cowboys. I can guarantee you can have somebody who lives in Seattle, Washington, that's a Seattle Seahawks fan, but they might not know every team player on their team, but they know every Dallas Cowboy player to the last 53 guy.
Ooh, look at this. Oh, wow, I like this one. My boy Church, he came in and he said, y'all wrong. Philly fans focus on the Cowboys.
Of course.
Damn.
All the time. Of course.
Oh, man.
We
Hold
know
on,
that
bro.
side.
Bruh.
Real quick. Now, I did make a statement on Twitter. I want to measure that. I said the key to getting off on New England defense is receiver 2 and receiver 3. New England does a great job of making it hard on top threat number ones. Look for Cooks, Gallup, and Tolbert to have a monster game. Amp, I know you do the numbers. How did that turn out? I'm very curious.
So they actually led your team today, believe it or not.
What you mean?
What
you mean?
The numbers say they led your team.
Talk to me.
So
I want to see this.
Overall, Dak was 28 of 34 for 261, 1 touchdown. He was sacked 3 times for a loss of 28 yards.
That ain't good.
But in the boss, this is crazy.
Yeah.
So out of 2 and 3, right?
Yeah, 2 and 3.
Neither one of them led your team in reception yards.
Who did? You so you teasing,
Jake Ferguson.
Ferguson.
Jake Ferguson led your team with 7 receptions for 77 yards.
Yeah.
After that is your number 2. Gallup had 5 receptions for 60 yards. And then after him is Tolbert, 4 catches for 53 yards. Cooks had 4 receptions for only 27. CD had 4 receptions for 36.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Yep.
So it was a similar strategy. I should have threw Ferguson in there. Because to me, if you go beat New England, you got to beat them with your secondary guys. You know? And we did that. We spread that ball around to me real well. Did y'all have any thoughts on that?
I want to be very clear when I say this.
I got you, Coach.
Hot pocket who?
Volume 2.
Wait. Expound on that. Expound on that. Like, what you mean?
Man.
What you mean? Like,
So I'm going to go ahead and say this. For everybody listening, I want you to tune in. Because I'm about to get real personal. Normally, Amp don't lean into the whole back and forth. But now this is personal. So I gave him the name Hot Pocket. Let's be clear. Because he was great at what he did as far as settling down
in
the secondary, finding the soft spots, making sure-handed receptions.
Yeah.
I was very grateful for what that young man did for our team. He was successful. That was his niche. That's what he did. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel it was worth $10 million. Let's keep it all the way real. Because your combined contracts of all 3 of your tight ends right now is not $10 million.
Ain't so,
speak on it, Coach. So our tight end room has taken a lot of criticism. The first three had taken a lot of criticism the first 3 weeks of the season, right? Oh man, God, man, look, we miss Schultz. First of all, what the hell is Schultz doing in Houston? So you telling me we missed those? So you telling me we missed those 7 receptions? That's what we missed. Hell, Ferguson got that this game. So again, I'm not poo-pooing on Dalton Schultz, but I'm going to stand 10 toes down and say that he was a product of this system.
He was.
Going back as long as you can remember to Jason Witten, to Swain, to all those other guys that played just outside the tackle box were successful on this team. It just needed, your young tight ends just needed some time to marinate, get into the flow, and learn their way through this offense. Because as far as I'm concerned, from what I saw this game, there is no drop-off. Kudos to your tight end room.
And then Chris 214, and I got you, Coach. I know you're up next. He said, Jake is ahead of where Schultz was in year 2.
Yeah.
So listen, y'all. I could tell you what happened with Schultz, and then you own it, Coach, and then you Keystone. What happened with Schultz? I'm gonna be honest. It was a rush. It was a rush of the wanna be right crew. That's what happened.
Say that again,
I was
boss.
Yeah, it
was one of them.
Yeah, it was a rush, and that's okay though. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody.
Key, that's real. At least you'll admit it, bro.
Yeah,
I even tweeted it. That's on Man Time. I even tweeted it. I tweeted it last week when we lost to the Cardinals. I said, "Do we miss Zeke and Schultz?"
Yeah, and see,
I campaigned that for a minute.
Yeah. And see, this is the thing. Like, when we have our analysis, we got to do it with integrity, y'all. That's the key to this thing. See,
Facts.
A lot of this, sometimes, especially when you're making content, we feel like when we are right on certain takes, that helps our credibility. So we can sometimes rush. Like, for instance, when we were struggling in the red zone, it was very easy for me to connect the dots and say, okay, Zeke had 12 touchdowns last year, so we are struggling in the red zone, therefore we miss Zeke. Those dots don't connect. You can force it and try to make it connect, but they really don't. If you look, especially if you looked at our red zone situations and you saw what Mike McCarthy was doing last week, he wasn't even really trying to score with the running back. So how would Zeke make a difference if he wasn't used last week? You know what I'm saying? So, but I had to have integrity. See, if I was in a rush to be right, we're missing Schultz and Zeke, that's because I'm trying to force it. So, this is the truth.
And you're not falling in love with your ideas, boss.
Oh, hell no. No. And this is the deal.
I respect that.
This is the deal. Schultz was efficient under Kellen Moore's offense. It made sense.
Bingo.
He does not fit the West Coast. And I'm gonna be honest, the current tight ends don't as well.
And that's what I was.
They don't as well. Because let's be real, the West Coast have athletic tight ends. It helps the vision of stretching the field when you got the types that can do it.
Yep.
It's on you, Coach.
I had to humble myself on that one.
Yeah. Hey man, my thoughts on Schultz. First, I want to go back to the point when we talk about your first point, boss, about the second and third wide receiver. If you remember 2 years ago, we played New England Patriots, and we had C.D. Lamb had an awesome game. Well, Bill Belichick said they were going to take Dalton Schultz out the game.
Yeah.
Because that was the focus of they knew he was going to get a lot of time. So when they took Dalton Schultz out the game, they dedicated some bracket coverage on him, or they dedicated just man-to-man coverage where they didn't let him just get into the zones. And what we did was we found that CeeDee Lamb, they didn't give him the respect, and he ate him up.
Yep.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So this year, Bill Belichick changes his defense. He said, well, hey, we're going to try to put a dedicated emphasis on CeeDee Lamb. And now we went to the other modes of the tight end and all that, getting free, but we had a position to get free. So that means that we was able to incorporate our thing in our offense where it's going to where we're going to use all our weapons and we're going to dominate in that fashion. But we still going to get our stars big plays. Even though you try to stop CeeDee Lamb for a lot of catches, he still burn you for a touchdown. So that we still gonna get them the ball some type of way for them to be able to help this team. So with Dalton Schultz, let me tell you something. And a lot of people don't want to talk about this. I know we have somebody comment about Zeke decide to leave. Dalton Schultz decided to leave. We don't tell you, but you can't tell me the Cowboys didn't offer Dalton Schultz a contract. He decided he didn't want to take because he thought he was worth more than that. They said, okay, we drafted your replacement, and when they seen out of Ferguson, that was it. Now, is that going to be the same thing with Tony Pollard? I don't know, because they ain't got no replacement in the room for Tony Pollard right now.
And the fans don't treat Schultz. The fans don't treat Schultz like they treat Zeke.
They don't talk about the money that Schultz get. Schultz was offered a contract, man, but it wasn't no $13, $14 million. But he would have still been in Dallas if he had took the contract he wanted. They said, you ain't want to take the contract? We do the 1 year franchise tag, and we didn't have no replacement. We didn't feel comfortable about our replacement at that time. We let you be on the 1 year contract. When we seen Jake Ferguson in practice, we said we can get the exact same thing out of Jake Ferguson and Hendershot that we can get out of Schultz. Goodbye, Schultz. Yeah. They didn't offer him a contract after the franchise tag. That was it. He was offered his contract before he won the franchise tag. So,
and my question is this:
he decided that he was worth more than $7-8 million a year. Well, that he made that decision. But what our tight ends are doing, they're going to do even better. Listen, this allowed them to go. But I'll tell you what, we have a lot of weapons. When their time is called, they're going to be that. And that's what I like about our offense. We can get the ball to our stars, but any given week, these other guys got to step up and be a star for that day, for that game. They may not be a constant star, but when they're called on, that's going to make us hard to defend because any given day, these guys can step up and be stars.
So this is going to be the ultimate test of the content that you listen to. Who has the integrity right now? Because as Rico was ascending, what was you getting out of us? What was we saying? We was like, Rico balling. Rico showing some explosiveness between the 20s. Rico had a bad run in the red zone. We was rooting for him. We was pushing him up. We was hoping to be wrong with the competition of Zeke versus Rico.
Right.
And we was giving Rico his props. See who goes quiet on Jake Ferguson's day. Because if you was loud about missing Dalton Schultz, I need you just as loud on Jake Ferguson. I think that's the fair thing to do. I need your tone to match. Can you at least do that? Can your tone match?
I'm on that train.
Boss, they're not gonna comment in the chat, and they're not gonna like the stream. Those are the ghost watchers.
Okay, cool. It's cool. Let me say this too, real quick. Just what is Dallas gonna do about this? Rico with the hip. So what's the? And I want to ask a question. Let's talk about some solutions. How do we fix the red zone? And what do we do about Rico? I'm gonna ask 2 questions. I want to answer from everybody. Starting with you, Keith.
When you looking at Rico, I mean, we all knew, what he could bring to the table. That's why he really was there for all the time he was. But then again, when you still having that issue staying healthy, you ask yourself, do you go get a running back? Yes, you do. Because ain't no telling what the injury's going to be. We don't know how long he's going to be out. We got to get nouns in here, but far as like in that red zone, we gotta figure out ways to run the ball more, try to get a couple more runs in, because when you don't run in the red zone, only thing that the defense got to do is play coverage, especially eat the middle to prevent getting plays on the throw. So if we can go out there at least try to bring Leonard Fournette or somebody for a cup of coffee, see how they look, see what they'll bring them in here.
Coach, what we do about the red zone? What do we do about Rico?
Okay, red zone. I agree with Keystone. I think sometimes we give up a little too fast on the run in the red zone. It's almost that we gotta challenge our offensive line. We have not got stuffed on the run all year. We have to challenge our offensive line and our tight end to make those blocks. I'm not saying that we got to just run it every down, but we got to get teams to feel that we can score inside the red zone running the ball. That will make the passing game easier to get play action passes. You'll see people wide open. I've always said this about tight ends, and Boss have heard me say this. Even when we get inside that 10-yard line, if tight ends block well in the running game, they get touchdowns. If they don't block well in the running game, people are not going to respect them, and they're not going to let them sneak out there because they're going to guard them. We got to get to a point where we have to challenge our guys at some point when we get in that second and third and 3 inside that 5-yard line, that we got to put a hard ass on and get those tough yards. Rico, I want to pause on it because I don't know what the injury is. Hopefully, it might be an injury where he might be out a week, or he may not be out. You don't know if they did it for
off, Coach.
reason.
He ain't had no pads on.
Okay,
That's
but still, yeah, let's find out what's going on with that. But if he's not, let's say that he's not. He's gone, right? Then you got Malik Davis. There's no need. Listen, Cowboys has showed you that Rico in this offense is gonna get around about 7 to 8 carries, and he's gonna get some passes in the passing game. Unless Tony Pollard is hurt, he's not gonna get no big. The second running back is not gonna get no big workload like no 12, 14, 15 carries. That's not happening. So I believe Malik Davis. He showed well in the preseason. He's ready to step in that role. And if that's not the case, hey, Jones for that role, he was here. He know the playbook. He's still out there. Hey, he can come in for a cup of coffee. There's no need to bring a guy in here if you got some guys that know this offense to go get out and get somebody to have to turn around and find the whole offense to be in there to do 7 to 8 plays. I don't agree with that. Now, again, it still has to be a committee of running backs. But like I said, I believe Malik Davis can come in here and do a great job. He has showed he can do a good job. Now is his time to get his chance to do. I just felt that Rico was better than Malik Davis. I didn't say Malik Davis was horrible. I just felt Rico was better, and Rico healthy, he is better. But if he's out, Malik Davis is on this practice squad. He can be on this team. Jones still out there. He's been in this offense. He should be healthy. If they don't, they can bring him to the practice squad. That's how you go, and we roll on that way.
Thank you, Coach. Amp, I got you.
I got something to say about that, boss. If you got a second.
And
OCN. Hey, OC.
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing?
Hey, what's going on, OC?
What's up, Pete Tone? How you doing, brother?
So
Good, man.
So, yeah, that just took my thought. Go ahead, OC.
No, go ahead, boss. I don't want to take your thought, brother. All right. So listen, as it relates to like the red zone woes, I think that Mike McCarthy has to show a little bit more variety in terms of like formation. Like typically, he'll go like overload, or he'll go like power. You know, two tight ends, go like a 2-by-1 set, or he'll go like tight trips. I think that in terms of his play calling selection, I just feel like that right now he's so used to being consistent, marching the ball down the field, sustaining drives, and he's been very good at that this year. That when he gets into the red zone and the field gets shorter, he doesn't really understand or have a rhythm. Not say understand, have a rhythm of what it takes to punch the football in. What about some crossing or some drag routes by the tight ends? What about some rollout speed outs? He ran a speed out to Turpin for a first down in the second half that he got knocked out at the 5-yard line. That same speed out concept can be applied to score a touchdown with a crosser backside with a tight end. I think he should utilize his tight ends a little bit more outside of the running back situation, and he should single up when you do have the trips and you have a single receiver. You can run a variety of routes outside of that fade route to single up the tight end, the wide receiver to the free side. So I think that McCarthy just has to really sit and evaluate the personnel and start to really chart plays for each individual player that he's going to try until he gets in a rhythm, and then he starts to score more in that red zone. That's my take on it.
Yeah. Okay. So the red zone issues. So Andy Reid has an analytical department, and all they do is scout high school games, college games, pro games for the most creative ways, and they compete for the most creative plays that they can install just to have a guaranteed change up in the red zone every week. I'm not sure if the Dallas Cowboys do that, but I would hope that they do. To where they have a team of people that's all they do. That's all they do is scout all the college games, and they looking for creativity just to keep themselves fresh, right? To keep the ideas fresh in the red zone. I'm not saying have all trick plays in the red zone, but I'm just trying to get some solutions to it. I would also say Mike McCarthy has shown me in the last 2 games, in my opinion, that he's over trying to do what he said he was going to do in off season. They asked him how he was going to make up for the loss of Zeke with the 12 touchdowns, and he said through the perimeter. So it was a lot of people made the perimeter weapons. So when you look at what they was doing, it's a lot of throws in the end zone, especially low percentage throws like fade routes. They had 3 last week. They had 2 today. So maybe you need to go against the low percentage and you need to do some more high percentage plays. You know, that's going to give you a higher probability versus do you even have the guys that can high point? And do you do it enough? In terms of Malik Davis, I think we need to start from within. Not Malik Davis, Rico. I think we need to start from within. Because right now, Hunter seems to where he don't have a big sample size, but what he's doing on his 3rd and shorts is starting to stack. It's starting to stack. Because we saw him score in the red zone today, and it looked easy, but he showed again patience. He showed some vision. He showed an instinct. As you start to do well, we need to probably start giving you more opportunities. And that's just what it is. Malik Davis, in terms of red zone, right now, to me, would be under Hunter based on Hunter and how he's starting to trend as a potential red zone weapon. So I would give our guys the first crack at it if we're talking about fixing the red zone, especially if we're trying to add the thought of leaning on the run game in the red zone, like Coach Marv said. I think we should give our guys about 2 or 3 more weeks before the trade deadline. And if they don't seem like they really can answer the bell, then start looking outside at Fournette and other potential power backs. Because we have, at this point, lost 2. Jones was considered 1. See, remember that. People forgot that Jones was considered a power back for us. He's gone. Now Rico was gonna be that Zeke substitute for power. He's gone. We running out of power, y'all. So we gotta take a look at. That's my answer on that. Amp, what's your thoughts on that red zone? Then we go to you, OC.
So when you talk red zone, you ask yourself, what's really the difference, right? What's the difference between the red zone and the rest of the field? And the answer is space. Mike McCarthy is going to have to get together with Brian Schottenheimer and figure out, in a condensed situation, how to create more space. And me personally, I think you can do that implementing speed, i.e. Turpin and Deuce Vaughn. And maybe it might even boil down to some scheme and strategy with the O-line as well, in conjunction with the run game. But I'm confident that the two of them will be able to get together and improve on this as the season goes on. As far as Rico, man, first and foremost, prayers to him and a speedy recovery. And pray for his mental state of mind. You know, also somebody who is constantly dealt with injuries, and it looked like he was turning the page and he was productive for us the first couple of weeks. This could be a major setback for him, and you don't really know what that individual may be going through at this point in time, having sustained another injury on the field today. But I'm with you, boss. I'm going to look internally first before we turn outward. Maybe that means some other guys get some more looks. And yes, Amp is saying this. In the event that Rico can't go for the next week or couple weeks or season, I'm definitely for Malik Davis. But Malik Davis, sir, you got to bring it, man. You know, we saw today what it looks like to have an individual truly step up in the midst of adversity, being the next man up, and that in Deron Bland, basically for a moment at least making us forget about Trayvon Diggs. You know, no shots at Diggs, but you know, he truly embodied what it means to be next man up. So Rico, if you want this opportunity, not only do you have to seize everything, but you got to seize the moment, sir.
Right on.
Hey, Paul.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What's up, Coach?
Yeah, we talk about Davis, we talk about Rico. Just get the ball to Pollard and down there. And he'll get in the end zone. That's all you have to do.
And I'm going to jump in.
The chance he had this year to run the inside the 5, he got in the end zone. We talking about all this, man. I don't see a guy that don't run between the tackles hard.
That's
and
true.
don't know how to get low, to get up underneath those pads and get up under those thighs and get that extra 2 or 3 yards.
Yeah. Common sense, Coach. Love it. Makes sense to me.
And I'm going to interject about like 3 or 4 things that the Cowboys could do today to score. You know what? As a matter of fact, I put out a video about this week. Nobody really watched it, but that's okay. Y'all maybe go back and check it out after this game. But listen, simple things you can do in the red zone. Let's think back to what worked very effectively in yesteryear. What used to happen with Jason Witten? We used to have Jason Witten chip block and run a quick out and throw him the ball. And when we established the run, it worked every single time. You could do that with Ferguson. You can do that with Hendershot. You can do that with a variety of people. Because if you got the run going and they're committed to the run, you can't defend both. A simple play action, step down, block, peel off, that's an out. That's a touchdown. B, to Coach's point, what about having a play where you run option pitch with Pollard and Dak? Right? You can do that. If you want to use the perimeter like Mike McCarthy has tried to do, use the perimeter. You also could do this with a jet with Turpin. You also could do something that, hey, has shown in spots to be very effective. A design QB draw to Dak Prescott. when you get down there inside of the 5. So there are several things that can be done with this whole thing. So I think that the Cowboys are just, man, I think that, I don't know if he's in a mental rut or he's not thinking through certain things, but it's like 3-4 plays right there you could use and get some more effectiveness in that red zone.
We got Landlord in the building, man. He said, so Boston chat, let's give Toba some love. He was coming with bad intentions. Facts, bro. Facts. Yeah, Toba, but I say all them receivers, man. Cause I figured receivers 2, 3, and 4 was gonna have a big day. I ended up being right on that. I was right on that big time. But real quick, just a real quick question, man. I want to throw this at you, OC.
Yep.
And I want to throw this at the chat too. With a win like this, who was the guys? This is very early. But who are the guys that you would consider as your player of the game or players? And appreciate that super chat, Landlord.
Man, that's a really good question, man. I think that DaRon Bland has to absolutely be the player of the game, in my opinion, defensively speaking. I mean, obviously him jumping a route on just a bad, reverse out and then throw the ball back across the field, him being there again, getting a second interception. But more than that with Bland, I think that he's the best overall corner on this team, even if Diggs was playing, because he's just sound. He does everything so well from coverage. He can cover the slot. He can cover outside. He can tackle well. He covers well. I mean, man, I'm super impressed with his play. As a matter of fact, I think he's had the most interceptions in the league so far over the last 2 years. So DaRon Bland, 100% on that. I mean, if you're talking about offensively, to me, I mean, I can split between a couple people. I think Dak overall played a good game. I want to give Dak his credit because a lot of us, man, at times, and when he doesn't, man, we're hard on Dak, man. We don't give Dak his kudos, and Dak did a good job managing the game and doing what he had to do. I do like some things I've seen out of Tyler Smith, man. I think that he's rounding back into form pretty quickly, man, in terms of his play and his physicality and his just ability to overpower and chokeslam people. So I like him too, but I would probably say Dak and Bland.
All right. And Coach, who would be your early ones? This is early.
Oh, of course, Bland played
Bland.
Bland played a very good game. I want to give some kudos to a guy that I think played a good game, but we need to watch him. But we didn't hear too many people catching on him. I think with Bland being on the outside, I give a lot of credit to Jordan Lewis for coming back and being out for so long and then coming in and doing a solid job. Sometimes he might not make the big plays, but they couldn't pick on him. He did his job where they couldn't pick on him. And I think Jordan Lewis did a great job. I want to give, we talked about Martin and be honest, and Smith did a great job in the middle because I thought that New England had some very stout guys in the middle, but it seemed like they really controlled the middle, with the push into Dak's lap, and I think they did a very good job in that case. But overall, I just think the overall team together, we had a lot of guys make plays. I want to give Fowler his play because he called the touchdown.
Yep.
And for his reps, he had pressures and stuff. So I really think a lot of guys did a good job of doing some good things. And the special teams were doing their job. No big plays, but they did get a 2-point version. But the special team played well on coverage. And I think that, and those small things, I think that they did well. And our kicker. Let's keep giving credit to our kicker. We talk about the red zone, but it would be even worse in the red zone if we were missing field goals.
Yeah, OC, real quick. Yeah. How did LVE do to you?
I mean, LVE played like he playing to stay on the roster. You know what I mean? He played much better, much better. He's around the football. And I mean, I got to go back and look at the tape, right? So I don't want to overstate this or understate it. But at a glance, he played much better. He was much more active. He was much more there when he needed to be there. You know, and look, I mean, he had a scoop and score, right? Scoop and score because that comes from being around the football. So, you know, overall, much better by him, much more activity. But I still think what I think. You know, I still think that LVE still has lost a step. No offense to anybody, and I'm not hating on him, just giving an analysis here. And I think that his physicality level for the long term, in terms of going deep to the playoffs, is going to have to be much higher even than it was today. That's my opinion. But just real quick, not to pivot back because I'll let everybody else go, but you know what? I had an epiphany in the thought. And I think the reason why, talking about this red zone, that we struggle in the red zone is because of how we play from the 20 to the 20. And I think a key on this, and I don't know if you guys have talked about this yet, but I made a video about this too, about why is Chuma starting at left tackle. And I think that we've made a lot of offensive concessions because we know we can't get into 7 and 9 step drops because we got Chuma playing left tackle. Notice the short pass game. Notice the fact that, man, we roll. You saw Dak Prescott, a lot of quick rolls, right? A lot of short play action, a lot of moving the pocket. Well, the reason why you move the pocket, and a lot of people don't pick this up, and I know Coach knows this, you move the pocket, you know, because you're trying to get floods and matchups, but also because of potential pressure, and you're trying to hide a player. So I don't see, and I'm not saying he did a bad job today, I'll review the tape, but I don't see the benefit, you know, at this point, being that he played well inside for the first couple games, of having Chuma out there. And I think when you compress your playbook and you just have a certain set of plays, because I know when I throw the ball, I'm going to roll right, roll left, I'm a quick play action, I'm going to do short dumps, I'm going to catch and release, throw the ball, things like that, then it stifles you a little bit mentally when the field gets shorter and you get compressed and you play inside of that 20. That's just a sidebar opinion about that. You guys go ahead.
And real quick, y'all make sure y'all go check out these videos, because they're not going to stop. They are very good. Like, really check them out. The OC doing a real good job of really giving you real solid answers. And we're going to talk about that Chuma, because Chuma, at a glance, without going through the film, he looked like he played better left tackle today. But that's neither here nor there. But real quick, I want to say one of the main things I respect about the OC. The main thing I respect about you, bro, you speak boldly about what you see. I love it. Because, see, I don't know if y'all caught what he said, but he said, in his opinion, Bland is the best corner on the team.
Mm-hmm.
Even over Diggs.
Yep.
I don't agree with that, but I also can understand why you said that, too. And I think it's but I respect how you put your nuts out there like that, though. Because, see, this is the thing. When you say something like that, that open you up for people to be like,
oh, hell no.
You know? But it makes sense. Like, for real. Better year, first year than Diggs. Starting with a better year 2 than Diggs. Right? So if you're looking at trajectory and the completeness of height, does he have a tackling issue? No. Did Diggs have a tackling issue? Yes. So when he say complete, he not lying. And the OC stood on that. There could be in another 6 games, if Bland continue like this, we not gonna miss Diggs at all. And that's real. OC, you got some more thoughts on that?
Yeah, man. And look, I'm not trying to rock the boat or say something to be controversial. I'm just saying what my eyeballs see. And I think that going back to last year, and I stated this several times, that Bland has played on a Pro Bowl level. Yep. Well, Bland has started off this year playing on a Pro Bowl level. And if he continues his play, and I said this last year, that guess what? Deron Bland's going to make a Pro Bowl. This dude is going to make a Pro Bowl. And so he's the most complete in the sense that, is he as wiry and rangy as a Diggs? No. Does he have better hands than him? No. I'll say almost equal, because he catches the ball. He snatches the ball from receivers. He high points the ball. He bats balls. He just plays overall sound. You know who he reminds me of? You know who he really reminds me of, boss? And this just hit me. Remember Revis. he reminds me fundamentally and physically like a Revis. Like his upside is like a Revis, maybe even better, but like a Revis if he just continues to work and grind and hone his game, man. I just think he's super well rounded. He can play, anywhere on that field, man, in terms of the defensive secondary. That's just my opinion.
He could have had 2 picks for a touchdown today. He got 2. He got 2 interceptions. He could have had 3 interceptions. 2 should have been for touchdowns today.
I got something to say about that, boss. And I agree with all development y'all saying with the Bland, but you got to understand, man. Bland came here with a whole lot better circumstances and defensive philosophy and a structure than when Diggs came his first year. Yeah. He came in here with total chaos as a philosophy. With I don't even remember the defensive coordinator was here for 1 year, and I think that hurt all their development in their first year. I wish Diggs would have came here starting off with the Quinn situation. He may have been even farther along with him if he would have came here at that particular time. But yes, Bland is yeah. I mean, listen, the Cowboys organization understand what they had in Bland. That's why they didn't, as I said on the show, they didn't flinch. When they were hurt by Diggs being gone, you'd always hurt by a great player like that. Yes, because Diggs is going to make plays, but they didn't flinch. They didn't say, oh, man, we need to trade and get a defensive back. They said, hey, now the emphasis is on that Jordan Lewis can get back to his level because we're not worried about the outside because the outside is going to be okay. We just want Jordan Lewis to get to his level and we'll be okay. That's it.
And Amp, I know you've been coming through them numbers, man, because see, Amp start coming through them post-game numbers as soon as we finish. What else is standing out to you, Big Dog?
Shout out to your Dallas Cowboys defense for giving coaching mind Bill Belichick his largest defeat as a head coach.
What?
35 points.
Man,
shout out to your defense, especially after last week and all of the scrutiny that they took and the run fits and being out of place and lack of discipline and overrunning plays and not keeping containment. And then you turn around and held the Patriots as a whole to 53 yards rushing. Kudos to your defense, man. Because honestly, keep it real, your defense blew this thing open early. And once they did that, the rest was history.
Wow.
Bill Belichick ain't never lost by 35.
Oh my God. So
that's why he told Mr. Who, Mac Jones, to sit your ass down.
So Keystone, we got to run this by you, bro, and the OC. We sending this back to the OC and Keystone. You first, Keystone. What do you think of the matchup? Oh, Key gone. OC, what do you think of the matchup? Because I said in the beginning, I said I want to see Mike McCarthy what you do because everybody been talking about, that you'll upgrade to Kellen Moore and all of this. Let's see what you do against this defense's guru. How did Mike McCarthy do to you as an OC versus Belichick OC?
I think that Mike McCarthy did good at driving the football and making some plays, obviously with the fade route to CeeDee Lamb early in the game. I mean, if you look at it, our defense scored a couple of touchdowns. So I think that the momentum swing, and this is me being as unbiased as I possibly can, the momentum swing from the defensive play and the scores helped the offense, okay? So when I really look at this thing, man, I think that, man, we did good, marching down the field. And I think that, it's a win for us because we won the game and we scored. Obviously, we beat the mess out of them. And mainly in part because of Mac Jones, man, playing just horrible, making some horrible decisions and throwing some horrible footballs, to be honest, right? Which gave us those touchdowns defensively. But offensively, I think that once you got inside of the red, I think we were inside of the red zone, I believe, 4 or 5 times, something like that, and we had 1 touchdown. So I think that Mike McCarthy In that instance, man, I think he probably gets a B. He gets a B. He didn't dominate Belichick. He did good enough to beat Belichick. That's what I think.
Gotcha. All right. So, as our final thoughts, getting into San Fran. I know it's early, but now we got San Fran coming.
Hell no, it ain't too early, boss.
It ain't too early.
Because guess what? They already on us.
That's true.
Yeah, it ain't
And
too
that's
early.
so facts. Because I got a collab show Wednesday. Yeah. And he hit me up already. He already hit me up like, yeah, it's time to talk San Fran. Like, well, let's go. Y'all know I'm a rep. Y'all already know I'm a rep. But anyway, what's your thoughts, OC, man, as we starting to head into San Fran? And I guess how would you put it together from the first two games? I mean, from the first four games going into San Fran.
I think the Cowboys are on a good trajectory. I think that they showed that the loss last week was a good loss in the sense that defensively we bounced back. We were a lot more focused. So we're gonna have to bring that same focus into San Fran, which is gonna try to be physical, take angles, out scheme us, run the ball down our throat, take shots, do all those things right. So I think it's gonna be a highly competitive game. I think that the key on this. I mean, based on what I'm seeing these first four games, it's going to come down to our ability to score, and I hate to say this, in the red zone. That's what I think. I think defensively, I think that we're going to actually do what we need to do, but can we execute and finish off drives versus that defense when we get down and take advantage of our opportunities? That's what I think, and those are my thoughts so far, man. More tape and film and ideals to come out this week, but right now, that's what I think.
Yeah, and my boy say CMC go kill LVE. He didn't last time. But if I was San Fran, I would attack that matchup. What's your thoughts going into San Fran, Coach?
Well, I think we're in a good place, San Francisco. I'm gonna say it again, as I say every year with San Francisco. You're gonna have to beat San Francisco, and you're gonna have to be physical. And it's not just at the offense and defensive line. Your tight ends going to have to be physical. Your defensive backs going to have to be physical because their tight ends have blocked better than any tight ends in the league. And if you can't get off blocks or take the punishment to them, you're going to have to tackle extremely well. I watched the game before, and I didn't get a chance to watch this game. But the last game I watched against with San Francisco, they yak yards because they healthy. You can't, if you don't go to hit him to bring him down, he's going to get 10, 15 more. Debo, if you don't go to hit to bring him down, he's going to get 5, 10 more. Same thing with their running back. If we come to the game with a total team physicality mode, we're going to be in the game. Now, what's going to win the game is paying attention to the details and do not do anything to hurt ourselves. We can't go in there with penalties, and we can't go in there with a mindset of the whole world on us and that this is the Super Bowl. We got to go in there with the mindset that we're going on the road, because it's going to be in San Francisco, right? Play great special teams, play physical, be committed this time to run the ball. I know they're talking about Hargrave is in the middle. Hargrave is not a good run defender. He's a good rush guy, but he's never been a great run defender. Run the football, be committed to being physical, and go in there and gangster you a victory. That's how you do it on the road, but you have to be sound, defense, tackling, great special teams, and control the clock. Don't let them control the clock. Put them into a rush situation, because I don't think they want to drop back Purdy and throw the ball, because their offensive line is not a great pass blocking offensive line. They're great play action guys, get the ball out quick, but if we get up on them, we can put them in the game plan we want, and we can hunt Purdy, and we can turn them over.
Yeah. Stargaze in the building. What's up, Star? Always good to see you, girl. Star. And I want to say something about Star. Star, every time I've been checking you out lately, man, I've been loving your content. I just want to tell you that. Not liking, loving. I'm just like,
Great job. Yeah, she does a great job.
yeah, because this one thing I like about Star like the OC, like they had the same personality. She not afraid to say what she sees, even if it's different. You know what I mean? But she'll say it. Like, I really appreciate people like that. You know, that'll just stand on it. You know, because it's hard to stand by yourself. Elp, it's on you.
So, the last two major meetings we've had against San Fran, your defense has done everything they needed to do to put your team in a position to win. The difference of the games has been your offense's lack of production. So going forward next week, Big Mike, I'm putting this on your shoulders, sir. This is on you. This is on you. This is on Brian Schottenheimer. This is on Dak Prescott. This is on CeeDee Lamb. I need y'all to tighten up. TP2. I need y'all to tighten up because it's evident that San Francisco knows how to score. It's evident that they are very efficient in the red zone. It's evident that they have a very solid defense across the board, top to bottom. We're going to have to lock in, minimize your mistakes, definitely minimize your penalties. Like Coach said earlier, hey, good win, guys. See you Tuesday.
All right. And OC.
Hey, one thing, boss. One quick thing. In the last two meetings for San Francisco, Tony Pollard, even though he got hurt, he got hurt in the second half. But Tony Pollard in the last two meetings against San Francisco has combined for less than 15 touches. As many touches as McCracken get this week,
Mahoo?
to be close.
Nah, let me quit playing. No, hold on. Because see, me and Ep, we picked up on something you said, and we missed your punchline. Say that punchline again, because you was ending it strong, but we messed it up. Can you say it one more time, Coach?
Coach. But what?
I said,
what I was saying?
Yeah, you say that last part again, because you said McCat. What did he say? But we messed it up.
As many as touches this here. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
Tony Pollard, the last two times we done played, the player that they really fear has touched the ball less than 15 times combined in the last two times we played San Francisco.
Right.
As many touches as McCaffrey gonna get on next Sunday, Tony Pollard should have that many or very close.
I love it, Coach.
Yep.
So good, Coach.
Boss,
that's real good.
Boss, you know what that is. You know how your mama gets so mad sometimes she mess your name up.
Yeah.
Coach frustrated. He want us to beat San Fran. That's what that was.
He told his name up. Hey, but I want to let everybody know how these post games work, because y'all been hearing from me, Amp, and Coach and Keystone for the last 3 hours. This is really the OC, because we ain't heard his thoughts during the game. Y'all heard our thoughts. So, OC, we closing this out with you, bro. Take your time. Anything you want to talk about, bro, go, and then you can close us out. Because that's what everybody here to hear from. They want to hear from you and get your analysis, because they've been hearing from us. Everybody knew exactly where we was coming from, because we was doing the game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm very curious on your overall thoughts and anything that might come out from this post, because I know you expound on things that we might not have seen. You know, so as you close us out, just lay it on us.
Yeah, man. So look, guys, I mean, this is a good win for the Cowboys. So we want to celebrate the victory, number one, because, hey, man, winning in the National Football League is hard. Winning football games, man, is hard. So look, kudos to the Cowboys for getting the win. Love the adjustment and the uptick in intensity from that defense. And they need to carry this out through the rest of the year. And I think that goes to show really what is the strength of our team, guys. The strength of this team is our defense. The leadership strength on this team is defensively. It's not offensively. At the end of the day, man, and I see you, Trey, said, "Oh, see, you keeping Bland or you keeping Bland on Debo." I'm keeping an eye on him, and I'm running a zone. That's what I would do. I would run zone. I'm not manning Bland up because then they could take advantage with different receivers. That's just my opinion on how to defend Debo. You want to kind of box him in and contain him, man. I don't know that I'll single Bland up on him all day. I'm not sure about that. But I'll give you some more thoughts later this week. But look, offensively, we did what we had to do, right? We're steady Eddie. That's how I see our offense is steady Eddie. And I'm gonna say something, boss, and you might not like this, boss. I'm gonna say it. Hey, man, Mike McCarthy might need to go and look at some of those creative plays that Kellen Moore used to run. He might need to go look at some of the stuff that Kellen Moore did last year to mix and match on this thing, because right now Mike McCarthy is calling the football game like an old man. He's calling the game like an old man. And you can't call the game like an old. Listen, he's calling the game like a conservative. Look, he's calling the game solid, consistent, right? But it's conservative. He's not really taking risks or mixing it up to where, hey, man, look, I'm going to catch you with this sucker punch. Here it is. Wait. And you got to have a sucker punch or two in every single football game. You got to. And I think that's the little missing piece of pizzazz. That's the little missing piece of element. And I want to piggyback on something that Coach Marv said, which was so fantastic about Tony Pollard. Observe all the different ways that the San Francisco 49ers use Christian McCarthy. They have him in a backfield. They have him in a slot. They'll put him at X. They'll put him at Z. We have the opportunity to actually move Tony Pollard around and do the same stuff. He's the same type of athlete. So why not incorporate some of those things? Last thought, and I'm out of here.
Listen, talk, OC. Keep
here's the deal. Here's the deal. The only concern that I have on this defense, guys, and I hate to say it because I'm a fan. I hate to say it. Who's our other outside corner, boss?
Outside corner? That's
Yeah.
Gilmore.
Gilmore is a slight concern for me, boss.
Wow.
And it's not vertically. It's laterally, boss. I see that man giving up space on them crossing inside routes, boss. Now, you the DB, boss, and you can get me straight on this if I'm wrong, and please jump in and get me straight. But I see him with some separation with these receivers getting on the inside of him running across that field, and it got me a little concerned because he's going to play against some young, fast dogs, and he's going to play against a guy offensively that really, dude, is a great schemer. And he's good at taking advantage of any weakness you have schematically, boss. So that concerns me a little bit going into this game, boss. That concerns me. What do you think about it?
That's some super measure Kool-Aid right there, OC.
It's a little bit of the boogeyman, to be honest with you, because that's the hardest cover.
Okay.
Because, see, like, especially in man coverage, just like, let's think about it from just physics, right? So when you playing man coverage, you supposed to take away the inside, right?
Right.
But if they running a drag, it's almost like they got a head start in a race. You know what I mean? So that's the hardest. And sometimes you running through traffic and all kind of stuff. I'm not worried about Gilly with the crossing patterns because I've seen him also break up some plays with those crossing patterns too. The few times they tried to test him, I think we fine. I think, put it like this. When we play Philly, I said this today. Put Gilly on AJ and just accept whatever happened.
Okay.
I'm not concerned about that, boss. What I'm concerned about is if they put Debo or McCaffrey on Gilly. Those are shifty change of direction dudes. That concerns me a little bit.
They ain't gonna do nothing on Gilly.
Can I say something?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Shut that down. I would bet $1 million.
That's why teams, the style of offense that San Francisco run with a lot of crossing routes with guys that can break tackles, that's why they get very few man-to-man coverages. You do not play man-to-man on a guy that he catch the ball, he break one tackle, which he probably will, and he can bump his head on the goalpost. So you surround those guys as they come so you can rally on them. You try to cover the windows so the guy has to throw in tight windows, and you got somebody, when he coming, he's running into somebody to make the tackle because they throw the ball for their guys to get yacked. And if they get you on their butt and he catch the ball and you go to hit him and he gets loose, he's gone. So the Cowboys played a lot of zone last year against San Francisco, and they covered those things. That's why they want them long wingspans, so they can try to cover the gaps, and then they got to punish. You got to punish. If you get in the zone, he catch that ball going through, you got to have somebody to meet him on the other side, and you got to punish. You don't want to go man-to-man with these guys because they too good at breaking tackles and yak yards, and you're leaving yourself vulnerable because they'll move everybody across the field and have you trailing, and he catch it. And if you don't make the tackle, it's over.
But with Gilly, Gilly's a great tackler. Great.
You don't want to put him in that point.
At some point, you're going to play man, though,
because
Coach.
he's going to miss some of them.
Yeah, but at some point, you're going to play man. Yeah.
Father Time is undefeated.
So this is what I say to that. I trust your eyes enough to take a double look. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, take a look.
Yeah, I trust your eyes enough because you ain't never been the one to seeing no fake warning shot. You know what I mean? Like whenever you seeing something, it's times you was the first to talk about La'el Collins' hip, and I didn't see it. Like I watched it 3 times and I didn't see it, and then I said, "Oh, see, you keep saying this hip," and then you say, "Okay, go to this play." So the OC has great eyes. So this is how this works sometimes. If I don't see it, but he see it, I'm gonna go double check it. Like for real.
Yep.
If Coach Marv say he sees something and I don't see it, I'm gonna go double check it because it's the eye talent. You know what I mean? It's certain people they have good eyes, and sometimes you just miss stuff. It's 22 people on the field at the same time. I'm gonna go take another look. I'm gonna go take another look at the crossing routes and seeing if he lost his long speed to be able to keep up with that. That's why I also said that Gilly was amazing when he made that interception on Amari Cooper. Remember he was playing for the Patriots and he made that interception on that crossing route? Because I was like, bro, you ain't supposed to be able to make that interception against a guy that run 4.41 speed, 4.3 speed on a crossing pattern. You know what I mean? So he would have to take a major step down and not be able to do that, just in my opinion. And I don't think it's there yet, but I do think he's starting to lose a little bit, but I think he's veteran savvy enough to do it.
I think he good, boss. Look at the last 2 games in Arizona in this game when I'm talking about that separation, okay? You can go back and check out those 2 games. And look, I'm not saying that, it's a hit the emergency switch. I ain't saying, it's a travesty. I ain't saying that.
You seeing a potential slowdown.
I'm saying Father Time is undefeated and Father Time is catching up with Gilly. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with that.
And OC, let me say something to you. I want to say this is important, boss. OC. Do we have one of the best right blocking tackles in the football?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Do we have one of the best right guards that we know is a Hall of Famer that can move people?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Don't we have a Tyler Smith at left guard that we know that can move people? We already said he's starting to choke slam people again. And
yes, sir.
It's not center, okay. Just line it up and get the ball in the end zone.
Yeah, you saying ground and pound. You saying do what the San Francisco 49ers.
You got to make sure that people fear that those guys are the best in the league with what they do, and then that will make everything else you do easier because they'll have to defend that first.
No, and I agree with what you said, Coach. I really do think the Cowboys should do an element of ground and pound in this game. I think you got to control TOP in this game. That's what I think. I think you got to do to the San Francisco 40. Look, I think you got to do to the San Francisco 40. What you say?
Now finish.
When we get inside the 5-yard line, like we was today, we 3rd down and 2, and then we going 4th down. When we down to 3rd down and 2, when I got Tyler Smith, Zach Martin, and Terrence Steele in the game, if I can't get 2 yards behind those guys, then I need to go sit on the sideline.
Well, to your point, coach, is this, man. You got to do to the San Francisco 49ers what they want to do to you. You got to control the football, which the Cowboys are pretty good at. The difference is, and this is why I said the red zone is the key. You got to finish off drives with touchdowns, not field goals. You got to have over a 60% ratio when you get inside the 20 of scoring touchdowns. If the Cowboys can get over 60 to 70% ratio, we go win this game. I mean, it might be a slaughterhouse. But if we get in there and we're kicking field goals and they have a bend but don't break defense on us, and when we get us out of the 20, we cannot score, then it's going to be an issue. And that's where the issues come into play. We're talking about the Cowboys and finishing off drives in games. That's my opinion about what's going to take place and what needs to take place with the San Francisco 49ers.
Amp, you still in here, bros. You got to get in.
Man, look. Great points, everybody. I'm with it. You know, I kept alluding to it all game that, you know, I want to see us cross our T's and dot our I's a little bit more, because the better teams in the league, where you don't capitalize, when you don't seize everything, they'll make you pay for it. Missed tackles here, missed tackles there. That's one of the biggest things with San Francisco. Guys, you know, shooting across the middle, they make the catch, make one man miss, off to the races, kiss the baby. Going back to what Jalen Tolbert said in that interview in the preseason, detailed, determined fix.
Yep.
That is going to have to be posted up in the locker this week, in the locker room, wherever, on the mirror, at your house. That needs to be the focus this week. We got to do the little things to have us to give us an opportunity to play with this team. Like I said earlier, I defense, I'm confident they'll be able to hang. Your past two outings, they did exactly what we needed them to do to have a chance to win. I want to see some more explosive plays from our offense. I think that's something that we lacked in the last two meetings. Obviously, a lot of that in the last meeting was hurt when TP went out the game. But CD, I'm going to need you to shake off that diva-ishness this week, sir. I'm going to need you to lock in, because guess what? One thing we know about San Fran, they don't fight fair. And they keep their foot on the gas throughout the game. So if we want to have an opportunity to win this one and our other heavy challenges coming up this season, we've got to have that detailed, determined fix, man.
And Vincent Johnson said 49ers are going to punch us in the face harder than the Cardinals. I don't know what you mean by that, because I actually think we will be punching. I think Dak and them dead serious, man. They just said that Dak just made a statement that San Fran loss is driving them. We not going to – I put it like this. If we go in there and play soft against them, we got some major issues. Major. If you face the team that knocked you out the playoffs twice and they don't have the field that people trying to die out there,
what more motivation do you need?
It ain't no more motivation. This is the biggest motivation right here. Revenge. Listen, I'm currently being betrayed as we speak. You know what I mean? I'm currently under major betrayal. But you know what it does? What it should do? It motivates you. You're a sucker if you if you get betrayed and you lay down because of it. Yeah. Because what it's supposed to do is it should make you determined. Like, bro, ooh, I can't wait to prove you wrong. I can't wait. I think this is going to be a great emotional game. I don't see how we don't, man, OC.
Yo, man, look, guys. Hey, man, if you like content like this, man, and you want to get more of it, man, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, man, because we can keep going for a couple of hours, I feel, but we're not going to do that. Look, man, great game by the Cowboys. Great win. Excited, man, for game week for San Fran. We got to start getting some of this get back. And we need the confidence as a team and a unit that we can take care of business and actually knock off the San Francisco 49ers. We need this win for our own internal confidence, just to know that we can do it. And that's going to propel us for the rest of the year, so that when we get into the big games and the big moments, we know we can beat great teams. Every good team needs a signature win. You need to have at least 1 or 2 signature wins in the regular season versus high quality opponents that could be Super Bowl contenders. And if you get those wins serve you when you get to January. All right. So look, guys, follow Boss Cowboy Sports. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can follow me, the OC100, on Twitter. And until next time, guys, we'll see you.
We going crazy on San Fran, period. That's all I got to say. I know Coach Marv don't like it when I say that, but we going crazy. Let's go.
Got picked twice a day, my type of 2 a day. Woke up with no plans, what I'ma do today. These are not the same, I got no shoes today. My baby missed me, wishing it was 2 of me. And I'm like, if I'm not doing what's the real deal? I've been up and down Pharaoh. Free my bro, you did a real kill. Off the liquor and some pills. I've been at it since a church. Work. Tell little baby, make it twerk.
Good job, guys.
Yeah, Coach. Appreciate you, Coach. Go crazy.
Bro, pass me the rock. I've been moving out the box. Top speed going top. 1-1 going pop. Getting hot. In the paint, now flop. At the rim like who? Get the crown like Braun. Yeah, make it some and I'm spending some. What's the plan? Bet I get